UFC on ESPN Plus 13 is this Saturday in Sacramento, California. And the main event of the evening is a big women's bantamweight bout between number one ranked contender Germaine de Randamie, former UFC women's featherweight champion, against a young 24-year-old prospect who is undefeated, Aspen Ladd. And this is a bigger fight than what people realize. I mean, as I just mentioned, you got the number one contender in the division, de Randamie. She's a former featherweight champion. She won the women's featherweight bout in its inaugural title match against Holly Holm. Very controversial fight. And then she was really heavily criticized and really hasn't overcome the criticism yet and stripped of her belt for refusing to fight Cris Cyborg. And she had justification for that, pointing out that Cyborg was a career juicer and, you know, called into question some PED use in the past and just really refused to fight her over it. And here you got Aspen Ladd, a 24-year-old, just been nothing short of dominant so far in her career, undefeated, and she's ranked number 4 in the division. So this is really kind of a number 1 contender fight for Amanda Nunes if Amanda Nunes does plan on continuing to fight. I argued in a video earlier this week that I think Amanda Nunes would be justified to go ahead and retire. I don't think she has anything left to prove. And I think the fact that people don't even really seem excited about this fight, don't realize that it's even a number 1 contender fight, is proving that point. When you look at the big dogs in those divisions, the big names in these women's divisions right now, Cyborg, Nunes, Shevchenko, they're just so dominant. I mean, the only real competitive division right now in women's UFC is the strawweight division. The other ones are just so dominant right now. But de Randamie and Ladd, it's a legit number 1 contender fight. I think both these girls are very good fighters. And I think they could honestly maybe pose a decent threat to Nunes. Nunes will obviously be the heavy favorite. But this is an interesting fight. Like I said, de Randamie really hasn't overcome the criticism for refusing to fight Cyborg. Ladd, I think, this is a real step up in competition for her. Germaine de Randamie can fight. De Randamie's already been beat by Nunes in the past. That's another little side note I'll throw in here. But interesting fight. Main event of the Sacramento card for UFC on ESPN Plus 13 this Saturday.